I took a trade on GBP USD last week that made about $1,000. And what's amazing about this trade setup is that I was only risking for my personal account. It was only $160 of risk. And so imagine being able to risk $160 from your personal trading account that you can withdraw anytime, no prop firm, don't have to wait for a payout, but you can risk $160 to possibly make $1,000, probably even more, right? Just depending on what your strategy is, how you approach the market. So I thought this would be really cool to just kind of break down this trade setup, how I kind of analyzed and what made me take the trade setup to get such a great risk to reward. All right. So I want to break it down for you right now. I'm going to actually go into replay mode on TradingView just to kind of go back in time, break it down candlestick by candlestick, and just kind of give you my mindset and all that stuff. So hopefully this will be valuable for you. It'll kind of encourage you on your journey that even though you may not have a great win rate, that you can still take quality setups with great risk to reward. And even though you take some losses here and there, when you catch those winners with the high risk to reward like this trade, it'll make up for any small loss that you may have taken and still grow your account. All right. So, hey, enjoy this video and I'll holler at you in a second. Now, the first thing that really caught my eye, if we go to the higher time frames, is on the 4-hour time frame. I noticed that we were in a overall uptrend. So if I zoom out just a tad bit, you'll see that the market had started out at this low down here. And then after coming from this low, we went up and we created a high in the market. Then we went into a pullback and created a higher low. And then we continued up. So where we are right now on the 4-hour time frame is we're in the second leg of this 4-hour uptrend. And currently, as I looked at it, price was currently pulling back. OK, so we were currently in a pullback on a 4-hour uptrend. That's what I'm having in my mind as I'm analyzing the market structure and what this market is doing. So typically, I keep that at the top of my mind. And then everything I do coming down to lower time frames, I'm keeping what the last time frame is doing at the top of my mind. So then I come down to the 1-hour time frame. And on the 1-hour time frame, I'm literally seeing the same thing. OK, I'm seeing that price had created a uptrend. We were in a uptrend. And if you look at this, you'll see we were at a low, then we created a high, and then we had a pullback, and then we went higher. OK, so literally doing the same thing. We even went higher to this point, pulled back a tad bit, and went even higher here. All right. But the only difference between the 1-hour time frame and what the 4-hour time frame did is that this area right here, this last little pullback here, this swing low here. All right. As price pullback right there on the 1-hour time frame, we actually closed underneath that. So you can see right here, we closed underneath the last pullback we had before creating this third leg of the 1-hour uptrend. And so this is significant for me because this is now structure showing me that we're now breaking an area. All right. We're breaking an area that was used to propel us into this third leg of the trend. So this pullback gave us the momentum to create this third leg of the trend, and now we just broke it coming down. So that is a key factor in my analysis. And so as I tie in the 4-hour to the 1-hour, I remember that the 4-hour, it was in an uptrend, but it was pulling back. So now on the 1-hour that I see that we were also in an uptrend, but we pulled back, but now we're breaking structure. Now this is starting to make me think possible sales. All right. So that's how my mind is starting to rationalize the structure. OK. And so now next thing is on the 1-hour time frame, I want to go back in the past, and I had a zone back in the past over here. And I'm going to show you real quick. There was a zone here that was respected multiple times in the past, and I wanted to highlight that zone. All right. So we got a zone right here that was respected multiple times in the past. And then if we move to current price, let's reset chart view, we can see that this zone was broken, and then price is now starting to push back up to kind of sort of retest it. So again, we see price broke under this zone. OK, and then now we're kind of retesting this zone, looking to respect it to possibly push down. OK, and that's kind of what I'm thinking as I'm watching this on Wednesday of last week, preparing for a possible sale opportunity. Now, next thing, as we go through this, I'm now on my 30-minute time frame. So as I come to my 30-minute time frame, and I'm always looking at, hey, what is current price doing? So on my 30-minute time frame, I'm seeing that price is creating lows. All right, consistently creating new lows. So we created a low here, we went even lower. After this low, we went even lower. After this low, we went even lower. So we continued to create new lows. And then all of a sudden, what price ended up doing is, if I were to put a trend line, and let's just say we just attach a trend line going across here. All right. If I were to put a trend line going across here, we see how price broke to the other side of the trend line, kind of sort of came back to kind of like retest it. And then we continue up to form a higher high. But what I want you to pay attention to as I'm watching this, I'm going to just keep clicking. Now I'm starting to notice that price is playing around this area. It's playing around this area. And then as I continue to click, then I start to notice, hey, this is a head and shoulders that's forming here. Where's my patterns? Right here. So then I start to notice, hey, man, this is a possible head and shoulders pattern here. That's developing. A little small head and shoulders here that's developing. You'll see that price kind of breaks and then retests up here as we come up under the zone. So right where this momentum is, right up in here, this is where I'm taking that entry. Right up in there. Stops will be right up above the high. All right. And then just looking to target, going back to that 1 hour time frame, just looking to target previous zones, previous structure that's being held up. So right up in this area, got previous structure right up in here, previous zones right up in here. So let me just zoom to the side over here. And we got another zone right up in here. And let me show you right here, right up here. You see how zones, price being respected up in this area. All right. And so boom, right there, targeting that area, coming down into that area. And then that was it. That was the setup. That was the entry. OK, and then just hit play. And then price just continued to do its thing. Went a little sideways a little bit. And then boom, just came down so hard. And yeah, like that was the trade. That was it. Came, tapped into that area and then started to move up once it tapped into that zone. So my entry was at 1.37036. So 1.07. So entry was actually up here, stopped right above the high, and then took profit. Let's go to where our take profit is. It's closed out at 1.35601. So 1.35601 actually closed out much earlier than the take profit area down there. So closed out right here. And so that is the trade setup. On this particular trade, I was able to risk about $160 to profit $1,000. So that's amazing risk to reward. And when we're trading, that's all we want to focus on. How much am I risking compared to how much I'm set to make? And even though losses will occur, when you get your winners, it's going to make up for everything you lost. If you stick with that risk management plan and just focus on how can you risk a little of your account to make at least 3 times or more. All right. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this trade. Let me know if you would have did anything different. Let me know what your risk management plan is. And I'll catch you on the next video. It's your boy Calvin, Trader Motivation Show. God bless you. Holla at you later. Peace.